Welcome to the pre-match show presented by the Brian Burt's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Burt's Home Selling Team. Visit brianburts.com or call 915-751-1500.
Back in the win column, El Paso Locomotive FC returns home tonight after a 2-0 win in Hartford last Saturday. Tonight, the Locos look to keep the good times rolling versus Monterey Bay FC, USL Championship Soccer on Saturday night. Good evening and welcome to Southwest University Park. Great to have you here. My name's Andrew Forrest and I'm the general manager for El Paso Locomotive. We look forward to a great night of football here in the Borderlands. Duke, Colin, and Rachel all have the night off, but tonight we have a huge game with massive playoff implications. Many would consider this a must-win for both teams. El Paso coming off a big win in Hartford. So last Saturday we go. Locomotive starting newly acquired 6'6" center back Noah Dolenmeyer as the team navigates through player availability. No Lucho, no Borelli, no Yuma, no problem. In the 15th minute, Aaron Gomez, he's able to get his head on it. Locomotive go up 1-0. Then in the second half, 69th minute, Petar Petrovic on a set piece gets it past the wall, past the keeper, and it's 2-0 El Paso. That would be the final from Connecticut, a huge win on the road. As you've heard multiple times from coaches and players throughout the winless streak, they've been saying that one win could turn this entire season around. And as the season winds down, now would be a good time to get hot. The Hartford matchup was part of the league's interconference play, but those 3 points on the road out east kept Locomotive above the playoff line in the west. Sacramento, San Antonio, Phoenix, and New Mexico all played on Wednesday, making things much tighter in the conference. Locomotive plays Sacramento again, and the upcoming Phoenix match on September 23rd at home could be huge. But like coaches and players always say, focus on the game in front of you, and that's Monterey Bay, who still has a chance of making the playoffs. Like El Paso, Monterey Bay is coming off of a huge win. They beat Colorado Springs at home last Saturday, and this game was nuts. Colorado Springs gets 2 players red-carded in the 64th and 68th minutes. Then the switchbacks playing with 9 players score in the 77th minute. Jay Chapman with a great curler past the keeper, 1-0 Colorado Springs. All you have to do is close it out, but a foul in the box sets up the penalty. Christian Valesky converts. The game in the 89th minute is tied. Then, in stoppage time, corner kick, yet another foul, sets up another penalty kick. Christian Valesky back to the spot, 2-1 Monterey Bay. Colorado Springs would have yet another player red-carded and end up playing the last couple of minutes with only 8 players, something you do not see every day. A wild game, and it's a big-time comeback win for Monterey Bay, who had not won in their last 6 matches. So that sets us up for tonight. Both teams coming off huge wins, and both teams looking to make that playoff push. 3 points tonight could make or break a team's hope for the postseason. El Paso Locomotive versus Monterey Bay coming up next.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome, everybody, to Southwest University Park for a wonderful evening. I will be with you all night. My name is Andrew Forrest. I'm the General Manager of Business and Technical Operations. We are in for a great treat today. Two teams that are looking to get into the playoffs or stay into the playoffs. This is many would consider a must-win for both of these teams. El Paso Locomotive hovering in the 8th spot, and Monterey back just a few spots back, looking to make a run. The winner of this game will be one step closer to solidifying playoff position. The other is going to have a tough sledding to try to get into the playoffs in the 2023 campaign. We're expecting a really, really competitive game tonight. A lot of new faces for Locomotive. We've got Benny Diaz in the nets. In the back, we've got Miles Lyons, Mark Navarro, and Aaron McHugh, and the newcomer, 6'6", Noah Dolenmeyer, on loan from LAFC 2. He was 90 minutes fit last week, was big time helpful in getting the win in Hartford for Locomotive to get off the losing streak. He is ready to go tonight. In the midfield, you have your captain, Eric Calvillo, making his 100th appearance tonight. Next to him is Liam Rose. Up top, Zacharias. Out wide, you've got Denis Castishan. And we're off here, folks. Locomotive to start. There's 6'6" Noah Dolenmeyer on the ball there. Big man, played 90 minutes, as I mentioned earlier. Looking for a big night for him, 90 minutes. If Locomotive are to be successful in defensive end, he is going to be a big part of that, playing that left center back position. Team's kind of moving it around back here, just getting used to the pace of the game. A lot of early touches for Locomotive, get a little comfortability on the ball. Cannot underestimate the difference that does exist on the pitch with the conversion. While it is a great conversion, players need to get used to the little bit of jumps that may take place in there. Already on the attack, there's Petrovic with an early cross in. Out for an early Locomotive corner with less than a minute into the game. Some nice patience shown by Locomotive, and then exploiting and taking it down the touchline when the opportunity presents itself. Again, focus on Noah Dolenmeyer. He's 6'6". He is huge. He is the biggest Locomotive player in the 5-year history, and has to be looked forward with his head. And there he is. Great opportunity. Couldn't get the ball down, but he did make contact. A good ball in from Petrovic, and as predicted, that would be who I would also be looking for with the ball. So here you can see it again. Dolenmeyer striking the ball well. Couldn't get it down. Pretty decent defending by Monterey Bay FC. But that's a great look. That's an early look, an early half chance for Locomotive. Also keep an eye on Miles Lyons this afternoon. He is going to be playing a sort of hybrid right back, right wing. He will look to get forward. While he is a defender, he will look to get forward and try to become part of the attack. And him, coupled with Mark Navarro, has had a lot of success recently, with Mark Navarro having some big play in the last couple games, and part of that is the ability of Miles to get high. So look for him, keep an eye on him. I think he could be a big time, if Locomotive is able to get a win or some good offensive performance. I think he's going to be a part of that. As I mentioned earlier, wonderful night here tonight. The sun has set. We are high 80s, very little humidity, so a nice night for soccer. It's Noche de Locos here at Southwest University Park. First 1,500 fans got a Patrick Gabaldon, a local artist, designed jersey, which you can maybe see in some of the crowd shots. Designed locally by a local artist that Locomotive uses a lot in various different campaigns. Here we go, back in the box. Denis Castishan across. Petrovic can't get there. And an early out and a clear for Monterey Bay, but to nobody. Locomotive take possession immediately. Eric McHugh back on the ball, and it goes again. As you can see, the Noche de Locos jerseys 2023 edition, a great tradition that has 5 years and running here at Southwest University Park in El Paso. This tradition did start about 5 years ago and has been consistent throughout all of the Locomotive 5-year history, with some various different ways to honor local culture with vibrant colors and patterns. and using various artists and internal designers to come up with unique designs that are, I can easily say, are fan favorites and supported by other pieces of merchandise in the store. If you like what you saw there, you can head over to eplocomotive.fc.com team store and check out the mug and headband that also don the same patterns and colors. You can continue to see a little possession. No real pressure, honestly, from Monterey Bay. This is a very low pressure system here. Locomotive is going to be allowed to, at the moment at least, do whatever they want. You can see the line of engagement from Monterey Bay FC, and then when you have a keeper that can play a ball like that, you can exploit holes diagonally and through the field and through the middle. Yeah, when you see Noah Dolenmeyer here, easy for me to say, you'll look to notice that when Locomotive have possession, he will look to get wide to create big space across the back for McHugh and Navarro to be able to move pockets and move the ball around, probing the Monterey Bay defense to try to exploit Monterey Bay with a little possession of their own. Big long ball over the top. Not going to get there, out of bounds for Locomotive possession. We're only 5 minutes in, but it seems the strategies appear to be obvious at the moment of what Monterey Bay FC wants to accomplish. They're going to, it looks like when they get the ball, they're going to want to try to strike quickly, and they certainly have the pace to do it. Their forward up top, Valesky, 2 goals in his last outing, and one of the leaders in the league in scoring, and is a very dangerous talisman for them. So look to that. I imagine he is going to be the strike person that they're going to look to find over the top and through the middle for goals tonight. If there are goals for Monterey Bay FC, I do believe he will be involved in them. Oh, there's a mistouch from Dolenmeyer, but we're able to clear. Yeah, and there's some big keys to the game tonight, I think, for Monterey Bay FC with the ball. Getting the ball in and looking for a cross, not much on it, easily away for Locomotive. As I mentioned at the top, this is a big game for both teams. Locomotive have not been great at home. These are the keys to the game tonight. 3 wins only here in 14 matches for Locomotive. That has got to change if Locomotive want to get into the playoffs, and the urgency needs to be there if there is going to be a playoff push from Locomotive tonight. For Monterey Bay, it's going to be, both teams have had recent poor form. Locomotive having not won since June 14th until last weekend in Hartford with a 2-0 win. Same could be said with a bit of a losing streak for Monterey Bay FC. They got a wild win last weekend over Colorado Springs, 2-1. Colorado Springs had 3 players red carded, which is certainly not the norm for those that maybe don't follow too much soccer. That is an alarming amount of ejections, and 2 penalty goals from Valesky to give them the win. Both teams have had good recent form as of last week. They're going to want to continue their winning ways. Both scored 2 in their last outing, so hopefully we see some goals tonight. Certainly more for Locomotive than Monterey Bay, if you're a fan of Locomotive, but we are settling in about 7.5 minutes in, and sees patience from Locomotive attack, waiting for the right movement. Yeah, and as you notice, as Locomotive continues to keep the ball, the defenders are getting higher and higher. You see Mark Navarro and Dolenmeyer not at the same time, but one will look to get forward and join the attack when it's on, to try to provide more spacing and more depth and more attacking people in the opponent's half. So keep an eye on that. You can see Mark Navarro starting to get high as Denis comes back to get the ball and looks to recycle through Benny Diaz. Great ball into the middle. Zacharias playing out wide to Petrovic, who's in the box. Oh, great play. Can we get a cross? Great cross in. Cleared away by Monterey Bay. Dolenmeyer, good touch. Back out to Petrovic. This is much better from Locomotive in the recent 2 months where points have been hard to come by. This is already better. Petrovic on the ball again. He is one player for Locomotive that can unlock a defense single-handedly. He's got great feet, great step overs. He's quick with the ball. The ball sticks to his foot. Again, if there's to be ecstasy for Locomotive tonight in the win column, he will be a part of that. Here he is again, 1v1, looking to take players on. It's not there. Comes back through to Navarro. Navarro scored a long, oh, wow, big shot from Mark Navarro. He scored a few games ago an absolute rocket into the back of the net, so he is capable. Here you see Navarro gets his head up, a little deflection. Young players out there, you'll notice he's able to get his head up and see where he wants to strike through the ball. This man has an elite pedigree playing in both La Liga and the EPL with Espanyol and Watford, respectively. He is truly capable. Here we go, Zacharias wiggles in, looks to get a cross. Heady defending by Monterey Bay FC, being able to clear the ball out, but yet another throw deep in opponent's final third for El Paso Locomotive. Eighth notch, rambunctious as always. Great tifo that also reflected the Noches de Locos theme. Loudon. Tifo was actually really well done, and it was a collaborative effort between Patrick Abaldon, the artist. There it is. On replay, you can see an excellent tifo from Eighth Notch and Patrick Abaldon, reflective of the jerseys and the entire theme of the night. One of the best ones. Eighth Notch always does a great tifo, and that is one of the better ones in my opinion. Very large, very, very vibrant, and beautiful colors. As always, everything is bigger in Texas. Liam Rose playing the ball across. There's Aaron Gomez deep to receive it on a little bit of a run here. Continues on his left foot. Referee says play on. No, she says let's come back. We have a foul. Aaron battling hard as always. You'll never see a guy work harder than Aaron Gomez. Great shielding from Aaron. Keeps the defender on his side away from the ball. Pesky defending. Not a ton there for me, but a foul's a foul, and Locomotive fans will take it. Standing over the ball is Denis Kastishin, or is that Eric Cavillo and Petar Petrovic. Dolenmeyer at the back post. Plays it short, giving Petrovic space, and 1v1, wins another corner. Let's see if Petar can find Dolenmeyer again. It worked well in the first corner. I think if you give that man too many chances, he will put one in the back of the net. It is a great ball to the back post. Keeper comes out, pushes it away. This starts the break. If Monterey Bay FC wants it, they've got players on the opposite side, but closed down beautifully by Miles Lyons and Mark Navarro to regain possession. Wow, really great defending and able to win the ball back and off to the races, setting up an attacking opportunity wide again to Petrovic. Clearly there's a tactical theme we're seeing with a huge shot just a bit outside. Very close. He knows it on his left foot, his favorite left foot. That's 5 or 6 times Locomotive have looked to get the ball to Petar in space. The ability to take shots one-on-one. Great defending. Mark Navarro shielding. Miles Lyons with the slide, finding his teammate right in the middle, gets it right back. This is a much better look from Locomotive as opposed to months gone by. Look a little crisper, a little cleaner. which is what you want when you're in front of your home crowd. A little more continuity in the Phoenix game. When Locomotive were struggling a little bit to score goals and concede goals, a bit of a tactical shift in the back, and you're seeing that manifested now that it's 3 or 4 games in. The players are getting a little more comfortable and looking to reap the rewards and benefits a bit more. Mark Navarro with the ball. Miles wanted it. He wanted to go for a run. Didn't get it. Ball comes through the middle. Cheeky little flick to Aaron Gomez. And again, Petrovic looked to see Aaron clears the space to Calvillo. Calvillo, on his best Neymar impersonation. Another big cross, nobody there. This is much, much better from Locomotive, as I previously mentioned. Looking like they're in the mood and want to attack and want to try to find a goal early. Throw from Monterey Bay. Won back again immediately by Locomotive. Locomotive enjoying a lot of possession here, both passively and actively, which is what you want. If you don't have the ball, you can't score. And Monterey Bay needs more of the ball if they want to try to find the back of the net. Almost non-existent in the Locomotive half. This point, 15 minutes into the game. Yeah, and that the statistics are saying, 80% possession to Locomotive, which is a massive piece of possession. Been able to do pretty much what they want. Eric McHugh, center back, getting into the fun here. But Monterey Bay, you cannot fall asleep against a team like this. The counterattack is going to be what they're going to look to find. And if Locomotive gets lulled to sleep in the back, they are, as I mentioned with Valesky and others, they are more than capable of finding the back of the net. So it's going to need to stay mentally strong here for McHugh, Dolemeyer, specifically, and Benny Diaz to not lose focus. Because as we've seen, one mistake in a game like this at this level is all that it takes to go up 1-0. Zacharias plays a great ball through. Miles dispossessed. Here comes Monterey Bay again. Some numbers if they want it, finding space. You look to see here Monterey Bay pushing forward with numbers quickly. That's a great move. Great ball through, intercepted by McHugh. Right where he needed to be. But you'll notice when there's certainly a foul. When Monterey Bay gets forward and they're dispossessed, if Locomotive can get their head up quickly, there's going to be tons of space. And finding the players in space and can ignite a counterattack of its own for Locomotive. So tactics are a big part of the game here. It's not just the physical on the field play, but there's a lot that goes into all these games and what these teams work on during the week to not just show up and play and hope that you've got the better athletes. There's a ton of tactical work that goes into that, and both teams are trying to execute their plan here tonight. I would say at this point Locomotive has gotten the better of Monterey Bay FC, but still 0-0 here early in the first half. Wide again to Petrovic. This is becoming a theme. 1v1. Can he get across? No. But he can win his 3rd corner of the match. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of the USL Championship action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Here comes the corner. Easily corralled by the keeper. The ball's a little too easy. When the ball's played into the 6 there, it's usually too easy for the keeper. I like to try to see that second 6 is the dangerous area. That's the no man's land where the keeper doesn't necessarily feel like he wants to come out. He's exposing himself potentially if he makes a mistake, and gives the attacking players more of a chance to not have to interfere with the keeper to try to find a head or foot on it. Not the best corner we've seen tonight, but if things can progress as they have been, we will see a number more corners as we get through the evening. Monterey Bay FC trying to settle it down a bit. Trying to find a little possession, work their way into Locomotive half, coming back around. Good spacing, good movement from Locomotive, not allowing them to penetrate the ball to the pass or the dribble. Huge shot from Locomotive. Just a bit outside there, but getting closer. As I'm reminded from one of my favorite movies, The Patriot, aim small, miss small. The shots are getting closer. They need to be on target in order to score, though. So if Locomotive can't get it on target, can't put it in the back of the net, but they are certainly gotten some opportunities in the first 20. Great atmosphere and crowd here tonight. Fans are certainly into it, wanting to cheer on the Locomotive. Two big sporting events here in El Paso this evening. Football and football all over the borderland. UTEP taking on Incarnate Word simultaneously, not but just a few miles down at the Sun Bowl. And of course, we are here in wonderful downtown El Paso, Southwest University Park, as the Locomotive look to stay in and better their playoff position as we come into the home stretch of the USL Championship 2023 edition. Locomotive started the year very poorly, 0-3, 3 home games. Then went on a 12-game unbeaten streak, only to see that 12-game unbeaten streak turn into a double-digit winless streak, but that was snapped last week against Hartford with a gritty 2-0 win. Oh, that's a dangerous pass into the middle. Dollenmeyer able to clear and recruit. A lot to play for here tonight. Both teams need a win. Both teams cannot get a win. We'll see what the outcome eventually is, but 3 points would go a long way for one of these two teams to secure and solidify a playoff position. Monterey Bay is unable to get 3 here tonight. They will be 7 points clear of the line, and that might be too much to overcome down the stretch, but we have got a long way to go tonight, and anything is possible. A little more possession here from Monterey Bay FC, settling into the game. Didn't give up anything in the first 20 and looking to try to impose their will here a little bit. And they will win their first corner of the evening in Donor off of Petrovic, which is the inverse of what we've seen on the other side of the field, with Petrovic winning 3 corners. Now he gives up 1. You don't want to see focus let down here. This is one of the first times that Monterey Bay will have the opportunity to be truly dangerous in this game. Do not want to give up anything silly here in their first knock at the door on the Locomotive end. Murphy's taking the corner, and I believe Roberts is going to be a target for, well, ball pops out. There's a big shot there, a lot of players in there. Benny is out of nets. This is a little bit worrisome. Big header away from McHugh. Batar clears. Locomotive holds the line. Benny Diaz is an active keeper. He likes to move around. He is not afraid to come out of the box. He's not afraid to use his feet, his hands, or his head. Anything that he needs to do to get the ball out, but stayed big there, stayed in it, didn't overcommit. That's great defending from Benny. He didn't get desperate. He didn't go to ground. He didn't create a foul. He got as big as he could be, stayed where he was, held his position, trusted his defenders, and was rewarded by McHugh getting the ball out, and now Locomotive back in possession. That's what you want to see from a keeper in that scenario. Stay as big as possible and trust your defenders, trust your teammates. So the big header away there, perfect positioning from Eric McHugh. Eric McHugh, very young player, was in a couple of different MLS academies in Houston and DC United, played most recently in the Faroe Islands, first year in the USL Championship, first year with El Paso Locomotive. Big kid, young kid, very strong, smart, wants to get better. Early in the year, didn't see a lot of minutes due to some various injuries and other things that were taking place. Was given an opportunity. He has not relinquished his position in the back line and has grown tremendously. Shows up early to training, wants to learn and absorb as much as he can, and with players, experienced players like Mark Navarro and Yuma, who have seen and done. There's another cross in from Petrovic. Have seen and done a lot, not in just this league but across the world. He's got some good mentors to look up to. That's some nice piece of skill cleared away by Monterey Bay. And McHugh's growth and maturity over time, over the course of this year, even through good times and bad, he has proven that he is more than capable to not just be in this league, but to be a starter in this league, and hopefully one that Locomotive has a bright future with together. Eric McHugh, also a man of classical talent, is trained as a pianist as well. Took piano classes as a kid, and when I asked him the other day at training, he said put a piano in front of him and he's got Mozart chops. So not just an athlete, not just a pretty face, but also a great pianist. At least that's what the ladies say. Locomotive continued to dominate possession here, trying to be dangerous. More possession, and another corner kick for Locomotive. This is 4, all 4 taken from the same side, all 4 taken to be taken by Petar Petrovic. Petar is interesting. This is his first year in the United States in the USL. Good ball in. There's that second 6. Keeper comes out. Is able to get something on it. Monterey Bay, to their credit, picks up possession after the saves were made, and they are off to the races. Streaking player for Monterey Bay. Referee says play on. I think that's the right call. Maintains possession. Cross in from Monterey Bay. Good control. Dangerous area at the top of the box. Locomotive recovers well. Cross comes in. It's a good ball. Just not able to handle it. Monterey Bay puts it out, puts it wide. But that is, yeah, Alex Dixon there just a little bit too much on the cross. Did well with it, but there's not much he can do. But it is obvious and apparent what Monterey Bay FC wants to do here tonight. Bend, not break. And find their opportunities to get forward, punish Locomotive, and they're getting a little more dangerous each time they come down. They're able to transition very, very quickly from taking a corner kick on one end to immediately off to the races down to the other side of the field and making Benny Diaz think about it and putting a little pressure. A little bit of a different tale of coaches here tonight. We've got Frankie Yallop from Monterey Bay FC, a seasoned head coach across multiple teams, multiple decades, one of the most respected coaches in the U.S. here with Monterey Bay. And then you've got Brian Claerhout, native of New Jersey, met from New Jersey. And his first year in the USL Championship, only 36, spent 5 years in Sweden, one of the younger coaches in the USL. So tactically, we will see, is it the tried and true style that Coach Yallop has made him successful across so many. Oh, that's a great ball in. So much time. Castician takes a hit, doesn't get much on it, easily cleared. Locomotive keeps possession. Or Brian Claerhout, you know, the newer generation, the younger coach, trying to go up against and see who comes out on top. Yeah, as I mentioned, Brian Claerhout spent a number of years in Sweden, and actually Locomotive this week has just signed one of his former players that he had in Sweden, Arun Pasulovic, who is on the bench tonight. He most recently played with Monterey Bay earlier this year and played with Brian overseas, so it'll be interesting if we're able to see him tonight for any bit of time. I'm told from Brian, addition can be dangerous on both the dribble and setting up his teammates. And from everything that we've heard from the staff this week, that he had a nice week of training, acclimating to the elevation, the heat. There he is on the bench next to Manny Sinope and Nick Hines. All three of those gentlemen usually make second half appearances and will be instrumental in Locomotive securing 3 points if that were to happen tonight. Those three gentlemen will play a part at some point. But Pasulovic, I think, so here we go, about 28.5 minutes in, we're gonna have a hydration break. It is still El Paso, it is still summertime here. It is still hot, it was 95 today, mid 80s, high 80s now. but definitely for the safety of the players, this is a good call. It gives everybody a chance to regroup, hydrate, and look to finish out the half strong. There's Basulovic. Got the purple penny on. Staying loose, staying warm. I think that'll be another key to the game tonight is the substitution patterns. When and how and who to come in at the right time. There's some super Noche de Locos fans. See the Mexico jersey. Fans of all ages, from the months to the years. Don't let them fool you. El Paso knows how to have a good time, and the fans are certainly doing that here tonight. Really great crowd here for Locomotive tonight. A lot going on in the borderland, as I mentioned earlier. Some regional football matches, as college football has kicked off today, this week. In week 1, some big games around the country today. Deion Sanders looking like he's ready to do the business. That will be entertaining to follow, but entertaining here tonight as well. We are back from the hydration break. Fans are getting into it, trying to cheer their team on to 3 points. It's been a pretty even game so far. No major chances, no major saves from either keeper. Both teams having some half chances, but nobody's found the back of the net yet. But will that change in the last 15 minutes heading into halftime? We saw Eric Calvillo, the captain tonight for El Paso Locomotive, with his 100th appearance in the USL. Won a championship 2 years ago with Orange County. Was on loan then from the San Jose Earthquake, signed outright by Locomotive. There's a foul there on Liam Rose. Valesky with the foul. You know, he's not what he wants his name called for. He wants his name called for putting one in the back of the net, but it hasn't happened yet. Liam Rose, another great player in the midfield, pairs really well with Eric Calvillo. Does a lot of the things that Richie Ryan used to do here for 4 years. Here's a Donor again. Donor's got some wheels. McHugh's been able to positionally play well with him, but in the open field, I don't think that's what McHugh's looking for. Donor can move, and will look to find that space. But back to Liam Rose. The ball comes in, easily cleared away by Mark Navarro. Liam Rose does a lot of those little things that don't show up in the stat book all the time. Goals, assists, things like that, but he'll make the tackle. He'll help keep possession. He helps connect the offense to the defense, keeps everybody positionally correct and spaced, and does a great job of it. Maybe an unsung hero for El Paso Locomotive. Even played center back at the last home game, as some other various players went out and the defenders were thin, and Liam can do it all. Last year even played some outside back at various points and times for John Hutchinson, the Australian coach. Liam Australian. Great story about those two, as John Hutchinson was ending his career and Liam was an 18-year-old pro, a young teenager. They were actually roommates early on in his first season and Hutchinson's last season, only to come on a few years later. Hutchinson brings him to El Paso and has become a stalwart in the midfield. Great little story there. Even when pressed, and this is the character of Liam Rose, and it's reflective in how he plays, when we pressed him in media day to give us some dirt on his old former teammate, he wouldn't do it. He would not do it. It was his opportunity, and respectfully declined to give us anything fun to razz Coach Hutchinson with. We hope Coach Hutch is doing well in Japan, in Yokohama, in the Japanese First Division. But we are here with Brian Claerhout in El Paso tonight. The game is settled in. Both teams looking to exploit that one mistake and try to find a goal heading into halftime. I think a goal heading into halftime will be a huge momentum driver for whichever team is able to do that. If you can go into the lead, especially Locomotive at home, with a 1-0 up, would set up for a great second half where it could dictate dictate the style, and try to walk out of here with 3 points. Alex Dixon, another really good player for Monterey Bay. Here's Donor finding some space. He's able to slow Donor down, which is good for Locomotive, because I do believe to get him in space here, he gets it again with a little bit of space and room to move. He is going to be dangerous. Here come, nope, no cross. Faked me out twice. And Monterey Bay keeps possession. And that's why I'm in the booth and not on the field. Here's Dolenmeyer's first touch in a while. Oh, that's a great ball. That is an excellent ball to Aaron Gomez. And penalty? No penalty. The referee says play on, get up, and let's keep moving. That was an excellent through ball from Dolenmeyer. Shows some of the class and why he's with the LAFC organization. Aaron with a great first touch, and I do want to see this again, because I think there might have been some contact. Maybe Monterey Bay's a little bit lucky to get away with something there, but either way, we play on. Locomotive keeps the ball. Been a good clean match so far. The referee hasn't had to make a lot of decisions to this point, but that was the first big one. She said, "Get up and let's keep it moving." So we're gonna get a replay here of the Aaron Gomez in. Takes a nice touch. No, I think the right call was made. Not enough there for me. I think that was the right call. Now, Natalie Simon with the correct call there. Aaron Gomez does not like that, but I do believe that was correct, and we play on. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24 source for engaging soccer talk, including the return of USL Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern starting June 13th. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Brian Clarehout on the touchline, coaching hard. Here's a little half chance in. But knocked too far, too high, and not dangerous at all for Benny Diaz. Benny Diaz comes quick, plays a quick ball over the top. Huge ball to Aaron Gomez. Can he catch up to it? He is on sides, and he has caught up to it. Distribution from Benny Diaz is top class, and that was Christian Valesky with that half chance there. If you remember, when Locomotive went to Louisville and won 3-0, Benny Diaz is the only keeper in Locomotive history that has actually recorded an assist. He had a great ball, just like he did there to Ricardo Zacharias, who put one away to help Locomotive win against Louisville City that started their great 12-game unbeaten run. And Benny Diaz wanted in on the action on the offensive side, said, not just going to keep a clean sheet, we're going to get in the offensive side of the game as well. When he sees something he likes, he is able to put a ball on a dime and help kickstart the attack. Here comes a big ball over the top. It's a good ball there from Monterey Bay. Way to hold it up. Monterey Bay starting to enjoy a little more possession here. Settle it in a little bit, starting to get into the game. Feeling comfortable. Q Roberts, the captain for Monterey Bay, with the ball right now. He is a big man as well. There's a foul on him as we speak. He is one that is going to help the Monterey Bay engine run, and someone that Locomotive will certainly keep an eye on set pieces in front of Benny Diaz's net. Locomotive in years gone by has not been a very big team. Usually haven't had very big center backs. This is the first time that Locomotive have 3 center backs that are all over 6 feet tall. Could not boast that in years gone by. Foul there, referee comes over to make sure everybody's okay. Let's see this here. Dennis with the foul, and then armbar to the ground. Little shoulder into the dirt there. I think that is potentially a foul. Foul on either one of them. Castician there. I think he got a little more than he bargained for, because the foul is on him. And hopefully his shoulder is okay. And we may see Arun off the bench a little earlier than maybe we anticipated if this injury doesn't allow Dennis to get back on to the field. So here we go. Dennis is off the pitch, so play will continue. Little jockey in there in the box, and again, look for Roberts and McHugh. That is a battle there. The ball comes in, away by McHugh. Away but not out. Donor back in. There's Roberts on cue. Nobody there. Didn't get enough pace on it. Here's Benny Diaz's distribution, and it is absolutely fantastic to Aaron Gomez. Not the best touch, but he's able to stay with it. Aaron needs help. Teammates to catch up to him. Zacharias with the ball, plays it back across. Liam Rose. I think that might have even caught the Locomotive attack by surprise. That happened so quickly. They weren't out yet. Castician back on the pitch. Looks like he is okay and joining the attack. There's a great shot. Liam, not necessary. Liam did score a huge goal for Locomotive, his first professional goal at Birmingham earlier this year, and that was his first professional goal of his career, but it couldn't come at a better time, because I do believe, if I recall, that was the game winner that night on huge 3 road points in Birmingham, which is not an easy place to play. So he does have it in the bag, and you love to see that he's not afraid to put his foot through it. Here's Donor with the ball in the space. This is Locomotive's nightmare here a bit. But again, well defended by McHugh. McHugh, while he doesn't have the pace to keep up with Donaire, he has been excellent in his positioning and has blocked at least 3 crossing attempts from Donor, and it's, I'd say he's winning that battle so far, but the pace on this outside midfielder is blinding. Ball in, easily away. Is this a throw-in or is this a foul? So that is a foul. No foul, just a throw in, a little chip in. Again, you can see McHugh is everywhere he needs to be. His spacing is perfect. You've noticed that he's always checking his shoulders to see where his teammates are, where he needs to be, and adjust his spacing. He's played a really, really nice game so far. Him and Dolenmeyer, if those two can get on well, that could be a really nice pairing for Locomotive moving forward in the home stretch of this season. 2 big boys that are really. McHugh's come a long way with his feet. He's always had the skill and the strength and the athleticism. He's done really well in all facets of his game. Very impressed with his maturation this year. We're getting awfully close to halftime. We've had some half chances, nothing too striking, but is this going to be the difference? That's a great ball across. Oh, unbelievable ball across, and a great finish, great poise from Monterey Bay. Disappointing if you're a Locomotive fan, but Alex Dixon That is a lot of composure inside the 6 with people all around you, able to take a touch, dig it out from under his foot and put it in the back of the net. That is a great goal. That is a great goal. This was a great ball in. Good ball across, slight deflection. Valesky with a little dummy, able to let it run to his teammate, gets his head up, stays under control. Pretty easy goal. Well finished by Monterey Bay FC. Well, their game plan is being executed. We talked about going into halftime with momentum if someone had a 1-goal lead, and that's what it's going to look like unless Locomotive can find an answer before the halftime whistle. But that is going to really bring the levels up, the intensity levels, and the belief that they can win for Monterey Bay FC. And conversely, Locomotive now on the back foot, going to have to take the game back. He played well this half. Looking at 2 minutes of stoppage, Locomotive played well this half, but haven't had a good, proper chance and haven't asked a ton from the Monterey Bay FC defenders and keeper. Been around it, but not made him do anything crazy, stand on his head yet. And so now they're going to have to try to find the momentum and take the game back and press forward a little bit more to try to find that equalizer. Because, again, as we mentioned at the top, both teams need this win desperately, and both teams cannot get this win. So we've got 2 minutes of stoppage time here, and I'm sure Monterey Bay FC will be content to walk in the locker room 1-0 up. But that's disappointing from Locomotive. Played really well so far. Well, Monterey Bay says maybe they want 2. Big shot, great deflection. Miles, and then off to the Locomotive coming back with Dennis. Oh, goodness gracious. Referee says play on. That looked pretty harsh to me. She was right there. She was in the perfect spot. She's hearing it from the crowd. That was, well, we play on. Resolute in her decision. And Dennis has to just get up and get back to it. He's taking a beating on these last 2 plays. So nice little cutback. With the forearm shiver, I'm thinking that's a foul at minimum and maybe a bit more. And here's the foul. Defender, and you can see the frustration, Dennis, and I do not blame the young man. I would be livid as well. Referee needs to keep this under control. These are the kind of things that can spiral quickly if not handled. But she's been absolute resolute in her calls, so you do give her credit for that. Overall, a very well refereed game to this point, although I do believe she missed one. That was the forearm, did extend, and that is a foul, but nevertheless, we play on. Is there something left before halftime for Locomotive? Big ball across to Petrovic from Navarro, which he's known for, able to keep it in. Navarro with a huge foot. Able to play a 60-yard ball across the field with no problem. Here he gets it again. Whips the ball in. Headed away by Roberts. It's good defending. Back to Navarro. And there's your halftime whistle. Monterey Bay 1, El Paso Locomotive 0 as we head into the second half after this 15-minute halftime period. What can Locomotive do to try to find an equalizer and possibly more?
Finally done. Just need to put the batteries in.
That came out of this box?
He'll come in handy moving all the trucks on the lot.
Get $7,500 off MSRP plus 1.9% APR financing on all new 2023 Ford F-150 Lariat models.
Make your move and get into a new Ford today at Casa Ford.
Home of the nice guys.
Yeah!
Things are getting tight in the West as we start to wrap up the season here. You have last year's champion San Antonio at the top, separated by only a point from Sacramento Public, keeping pace with them. El Paso still meets and plays Sacramento one more time this year in a few weeks' time with a West Coast swing. Next week's opponent for El Paso Locomotive is Orange County SC, sitting in third. Orange County did lose to El Paso earlier in the season, but it has been a second half dream for Orange County as they've won 5 in a row and are currently sitting third, followed by Oakland, San Diego, and Phoenix. El Paso hosts Phoenix on September 23rd. The match could have huge playoff implications, but Locomotive needs to find a way back into this game for that to still be true. But with 7 or 8 matches remaining, some of these final spots from 4 to 11 could see a lot of movement. You see New Mexico United right there as well in the 9th spot, followed by RGV. So everybody's still in play as we roll into tonight, but after tonight's games could be a little bit more separation. Locomotive does sit above the playoff line currently, but they can control their own destiny, but they do need to keep winning, and that being down 1-0 at halftime, need a huge second half from Brian Clarehout's men. Some USL news and notes. Noah Dolemeyer, as has been outlined across the first half here, joined El Paso on loan from LAFC on August 24th. He made his debut for El Paso against Hartford, where he played the full 90. He's 6'6" and was drafted 87th overall in the 2023 MLS Super Draft. And we are certainly glad to have him here in El Paso. Locomotive also added midfielder Aaron Basulovic for the remainder of the season. Basulovic has previously played for OKC, Fresno, and New York Red Bulls too. He's also played for Clarehout Sweden, where he had 1 assist in 11 appearances. And finally, USL Weekly Awards. Vote and check out the winners at uslchampionship.com for Goal of the Week, Save of the Week, and other awards.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Let's take a look at a couple chances from Locomotive here in the first half. There were 2 good half chances that certainly Locomotive wish they could have back and do something a little bit different with. But nonetheless, we can take a look at this play, this shot from Eric Calvillo. Zacharias does well to get the ball, gets his head up, finds Calvillo, who also gets his head up, takes a shot. Doesn't miss by much, but wasn't even on target, doesn't force a save from the keeper. Here is a second half chance from Liam Rose. Nice little give and go. kind of duffs the wedge there, but wish he could probably done a little bit better with that. But those half chances are going to need to turn into full chances if Locomotive wants to get level in this game.
This could be a little tight. You're a little too close to the curb, bro.
Get 0% APR financing plus $1,500 off on a 2023 Rogue.
Plus, shop a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles covered with a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty.
Land a great deal on your new Nissan at Casa Nissan today.
How I drive in the 915.
Home of the nice guys.
Yeah!
Let's look at some first half stats. Possession has evened out a bit. While Locomotive dominated early, it has evened out to 56-44 basically possession, where Monterey Bay starting to really slide into the game a bit more and find a bit more possession. I think the shots on target are obviously Locomotive has 0 over the total 7 total shots, 0 on target. That's got to change. It goes without saying that you cannot score if you don't put the thing on net. So that's got to be something that has to change. Monterey's been efficient, have 4 shots, 1 on target, and their 1 on target went in. So they enjoy the goal at the moment. But I think that's going to be what needs to change. Back to what I mentioned earlier. Brian Clarehouse he's got some real firepower on the bench. Chris Garcia is an absolute speed demon on the outside and can open a game up if he's able to get onto the field. Nick Hines and Manny Sinope both with great pace. So there's a lot of wheels on the bench that can help get a spark. And will we see Arun Basulovic tonight? I want to see what he's capable of, and can he be a spark that Locomotive needs. So there is firepower and talent on the bench, and it's not when or if, it's when. It's not a question of if, but when those guys get into the game. And we will jump into folklorial dancing and mariachis on the field. Let's check out some first half highlights from both teams as we get ready for the second half. Here we go. This was an early corner kick from Petrovic to Dolenmeyer. Gets decent contact on it, just not able to put it down on frame. And here's Mark Navarro playing the ball across. Nice little deflection, almost was able to go in. Here's Calvillo's second angle on Calvillo's shot, tailing away, didn't threaten the keeper. A lot of bodies in the box there. Benny Diaz stays big and stays strong. Good out by McHugh. And then here's the goal from Monterey Bay FC. A nice little through ball through the 5-hole. Good composure and a nice, as I see this again, a nice little toe poke from Monterey Bay FC and a great finish, and which puts them up 1-0. As we prepare for the second half, teams are out, referees are out. Halftime entertainment is off, and we are getting ready for the second half here in El Paso. Second half in El Paso always cools off and is a wonderful experience, and the weather usually takes it down a notch, and the second half is always a good time. And El Paso needs to find some way to get back into this game. Played well the first half, but find themselves down a goal to Monterey Bay FC, but attacking their favorite end in front of Eighth Notch. So we're about to get the second half underway. It is Noche de Locos night here in El Paso with El Paso Locomotive. Crowd's been a factor so far. Needs to help their team get fired up to help find a way back into this game. This is the end that attacks. Locomotive is attacking the Eighth Notch end where they're closer to the fans. Many a wonderful goal has been scored over the course of time on this side. Hopefully they can rekindle some of that magic. Because ideally, you don't want just one, you want two. But not if anything, Monterey Bay FC has anything to say about it. They certainly are where they want to be. I'm sure if they told them to have a 1-0, be 1-0 up at halftime, the boys from California would take that and see if they can ride this thing out for another 45 minutes. Should be a really entertaining second half. Monterey Bay needs to keep the dam from breaking, and Locomotive, they need to get forward and they need to apply pressure and again put something on target, make the keeper make a save. But if Locomotive is able, that's another great ball over the top from Mark Navarro. Aaron Gomez finding Castillan with the ball, the deflection across, that's well set up. Unbelievable. Zacharias, usually so good with his head, unable to get that away from the keeper. That is the first save for the keeper tonight for Monterey Bay. Oh man, Zacharias is going to want that back. An unbelievable deflection. He puts that almost anywhere else or gets a little more juice on that, and that's bulging the old onion bag there. But Locomotive are back off to the races. Aaron Gomez, that's a foul certainly from the referee. Can't argue with that. Lara with the foul on Gomez. Gomez has been taking a beating this game so far. A few hard challenges, finally called, and I know he's frustrated. But this is a dangerous position. There's Petar Petrovic, who scored a free kick last week from a similar angle. So we'll see who stands over the ball here. You know he's going to want a piece of that, but if I'm going to guess that Denis Castillan is probably also going to want to have a strike potentially. And Mark Navarro has a huge foot and has been dangerous on free kicks in the past. So got some good ball strikers on this Locomotive team. Maybe 25 yards out, not a terrible angle. And Mark Navarro has scored on a free kick as well. So you've got two guys that have put the ball in the back of the net this year. And it's going to be Mark Navarro. Deflection. It's a good deflection, good wall. You like that. If you're the keeper, you love your wall to knock that off so you don't have to do anything. But it does go out for a corner. Petrovic will be taking a corner here. I believe this will be his 6th of the evening. Petrovic delivers a really good ball. Let's see what he can do here. On his right foot, plays it short to Liam Rose. create a little bit of a better angle. Ball goes back post. That's McHugh. Oh my goodness, what a strike, an attempt. Zacarias, bicycle attempt, didn't know he had it in him, but I liked it, it looked great. Ball just sailed a bit high and wide, but the fans like that. Good for the old highlight reel. Well, that's way to get big from McHugh. Just not able to get over top of the ball. But I'll give him a 9 out of 10 for style. It certainly looked good. Put him on the cover of the next EAFC game. Well, I think Locomotive has responded and come out the way they wanted to here in the second half. The first 3 or 4 minutes, they need to stay in it. They need to stay energized and believe that they can get back in this game and find a goal. And so far, I think they've come out well. I do think Brian Clarehout over the course of this season has done a masterful job in saying the right things at the halftime and making the correct subs at the correct times with the correct people in the second half. And then hopefully some of that magic can continue through this game. Donor again in space. Dolenmeyer masterfully able to strip him from the ball and start the attack. Zacharias in the middle, swings it. Miles Lyons been quieter than I would have expected today. He needs to find a little bit more of the ball. That's another huge switch from Navarro to Petrovic. We've called that a few times today. Petrovic with a deflection and a goal. He will take it. 1-1 El Paso. That is the dream start of the second half. The fans are absolute ecstasy here at Southwest University Park. The drinks are flying in section 105. The lights are blinking. You take that. There was a deflection, but Pitar doesn't care. That's another huge ball from Navarro. Navarro is sniping this evening. It's a great hit on his right foot. Petrovic with the goal. That is back post in the side panel. Keeper. Nothing you can do about it, young fella. Don't hang your head. That's a great goal. Maybe we'll look to see that one goal of the week potential there for Pitar Petrovic. That's his second in 2 games. He's really coming alive here when El Paso needs him the most. 1-1. What a great shot. The smoke is flying on Noche de Locos. Aerial shot there. The blue and yellow smoke. And we are back. That is the dream scenario for Brian Clarehout and his men to come back and level this game with 40 minutes to go. A long way in the second half. Both teams got to play, got to find those 3 points, and the momentum shifts back to El Paso Locomotive, and the crowd is loving it. This should come as no surprise. Petrovic has been dangerous since minute 1, and that's about the 4th time that Navarro, and if they're going to give him the space, Navarro, as I mentioned in the first half, can play a 60-year ball on a rope, and has done so at least almost half a dozen times tonight, and Monterey Bay got burned. I'd be shocked if they continue to let Petrovic stand in open space. You know, yeah, I get it. He's halfway across the field, but Mark Navarro has proven that he can not just get the ball there, he can hit it on a rope and on a dime, and Petrovic in space is a scary proposition. As one of his a great goal in Aston Colorado Springs earlier in the year, did his best Ronaldo imitation. Here's the distribution from Benny Diaz, unbelievable in stride to Dennis Castician. Dennis Castician in, and good defending. That is good defending from both the keeper and the defender. That's well played. Dennis would like to have that one back, probably get it off his foot just a touch sooner, but good speed, good angle. He probably wishes he had that back. But back to the goal, I think Navarro and that ball, if I'm Monterey Bay, I'm probably going to start cheating a little bit more to that side. I do not want that man to have that ball in the space, because he has proven again from the start that's where Locomotive want it, and that's one of the better positions for them to be successful. So a little up and back action now, starting to look get exciting. We just buckle up and strap in for the last bit of this game. It could see a few more goals. Certainly think there's another goal in this game somewhere for somebody, and certainly got a lot of time to find out. No foul. Referee's letting them play. Does she call it here? Maybe looking to see if there was an advantage. And Monterey Bay plays quickly. Locomotive needs to turn around and get back into this. Looks like no harm, no foul there in terms of being exposed. Monterey Bay did go quickly. Both teams look a lot more lively this second half. Donor again in space. He wanted it back. A little frustration. Oh, little tiki-taka there. Easily cleaned up by Benny. I think both coaches earning their keep in their halftime speeches. Both teams look way more interested in this half, and which will be a delight to the fans both in the stadium on ESPN Plus and locally on Estrella TV. Liam Rose with a lot of space in the middle. Has a good ball to Denis. Denis keeps it well. Unable to get it off his foot, but advantageously pops to Aaron Gomez, who unloads just a little bit high. Man, you would love to see him get that on frame and make the keeper have to make a save. I think the keeper was in a great position, but geez, you really want to get that thing on frame. And you know, I know Aaron, and I know he wants that back because he goes all the way through it, but needs to keep it down. And he knows it, and he knows it. Yeah, had some good time and good spacing, and a ball kind of dropped to him to the dismay of Monterey Bay FC, but you just have to be better than that. Again, got to get these shots on target. We are seeing a theme here tonight from El Paso Locomotive not being able to get the ball on the frame. And Monterey Bay right back in possession. Big ball in, nobody home. Be a goal kick for Benny Diaz. No fast restart here. Let's everybody get in their spot. Good ball. Zacharias unable to handle it. Ball goes back. Good read by Navarro. Able to dispossess, but unable to clear back possession to Monterey Bay. Nice touches in small spaces there, able to get it out wide to guess who. Some fancy footwork, but nice denial and closure by Locomotive. I believe that's Miles Lyons there. We get it to Zacharias. Oh, no, plays another great ball in. Off to the races. Can Aaron Gomez get there? That's really good defending. That is really good defending. I know the fans want to see a penalty, but that is unbelievable. That's world-class defending from Monterey Bay FC. Got the ball, and there's not much to argue. Let's have a look at this. Aaron gets a great ball in, takes a poor touch, gets the ball first, and that's all you need. That is all you need at this level. Great defending and well done by the referee. To Natalie Simon to not overreact and fall to the pressure of the crowd. That's well done all the way around. And she's doing that in real time. The benefit of replay is obvious. We get to look at it slow, and we get to look at it as many times as we want, but she only gets one shot at it, and she did well. Locomotive again. Calvillo not on the same page. And then the things are happening and moving so fast, it's easy to make the wrong call, but she was there. She's having minus maybe missing the one potential foul from Monterey Bay with the forearm earlier in the first half. She's having a really nice game, letting the players decide the outcome, and she's just a passenger along to keep it under control. Locomotive again in the final third. Petrovic doing his thing, dancing a little bit, getting the ball across, headed out for a throw-in. Reminds me of Diego Luna out on the wing in space, doing his step-overs and rollovers, creating pandemonium for opponents. Some visions of that from Petrovic tonight. he's definitely in the mood, and he's been rewarded with a goal, and certainly, I mean, I know he would like to see more. He would love for more. Noche de Locos night again here in El Paso. The fans would love another goal to go home, celebrate the win in style. Ball played across to Mark Navarro. And out wide to Miles. This is a good area for Miles to be able to take people on, get something across. Good defending. Keep the player. Yeah, he was awfully quiet in the first half, but we've mentioned his name a couple times here recently, so hopefully he can find a little bit more of the ball. Sometimes you look for there's a big shot from Denis Kostishin. He's known for those long-range bombs. Good save by the keeper. Denis actually leads Locomotive in shots, and a lot of his shots, wow, that is a big collision. Foul on Dolenmeyer, and I'm wondering how that's possible. He definitely got the ball and got big collision. Let's have a look here. I don't know how that's a foul on Dolenmeyer necessarily, but there is no foul, so it's a throw-in, so we don't have to worry about it. The AR had initially, I believe, called for potentially a foul, but nevertheless, we play it. Both players got up straight away. Both are okay, which is ultimately what you want to see. Those big-time collisions with some big boys, you hold your breath for a second. Big ball across. Benny starts to come out, thinks better of it. And that's been some of Benny's decision-making has gotten him in trouble in recent weeks. He was exposed. He started to come out, then stopped, and was a bit no man's land. Luckily, was able to be bailed out by Dolenmeyer, but those mistakes can't cost you. Usually when you're the keeper, you make a decision, even if it's the wrong one, you stick with it, try to cause a problem, even if you can't get to the ball. Here comes Monterey Bay. Petrovic defending. Valesky here, he's the danger man. Some nice little possession. That's a great ball over the top. Chase Boone, big shot. He wants a deflection. He will not get it. That is a big missed opportunity. And yet again, Benny playing fast to Aaron. We've seen this 3 times tonight. I'm not sure why Monterey Bay hasn't picked up on it. That should be a foul. It is not. Crowd is not into this decision or lack thereof. This is starting to look like men's church league basketball. Up and back, fast break. But the fans are loving it. It is exciting to watch. These last 30 it is going to be hot and heavy, and I do think it is going to be a great opportunity. Another probing ball, not there, easily deflected, and here we come. Nope. This is really picked up from the first half. The energy level is higher for both teams, and the fans are the beneficiary of this. Monterey Bay getting more and more dangerous, more and more touches. That's a great ball across. Away by Miles Lyons. Right place, right time. Locomotive are able to clear the box. Alex Dixon and Donor, they are starting to heat up a little bit. Alex Dixon with the goal. Well, the first half maybe a little lethargic at times, but it certainly feels that they both suddenly realize that there's 3 points on the line. Their playoff hopes are on the line tonight. Certainly you're not out of it if you don't get them tonight, but this would go a long way to try to find and solidify a playoff positioning, and I think they were maybe both of these teams were reminded of that by their respective coaches at halftime. That's a big ball across. Benny to rely on Miles Lyons. Donor is he's all over the place. We'll be interested in both teams' substitution patterns, who they bring in. Ball is to Locomotive, much to the dismay of the visitors in white from Monterey Bay, California. Looks like some subs may be getting ready on the Locomotive bench. I think we've got some action on the sideline there. That is Nick Hines coming in shortly, it appears. We will see for who. Looks like there might be more activity on the sideline there, possibly Emmanuel or Manny Sanupe. These are the two of the fastest guys on the team, and I think that their speed could maybe unlock with Petrovic and Aaron, could add another wrinkle to this Locomotive attack. Cavillo, Denis, I'm sorry. Zacharias unable to handle it. Ball goes out for a goal kick. Indeed, here comes the subs. Or are we going to play on? Substitution, here it is. Ball, no subs at the moment. They will be coming. Monterey Bay plays. Benny off his line, able to corral. Quick distribution. Liam Rose turns space. Petrovic making a run up the left side is rewarded. Plays it back to the middle. And this may be coming out here, but he is determined to get some more of the ball before he goes. Dolenmeyer's done well tonight. Again, newly acquired. Playing simple, playing efficiently. Doing what's being asked of him. Here's a foul. Very dangerous spot. Just outside the box. This would be probably be treated like a corner kick by Locomotive and Monterey Bay. But with the angle, there's also the opportunity for a shot on goal here. So we will take, the subs are there, they are ready, but we will wait till after this free kick before we see Emmanuel Sinope and Nick Hines. Petrovic only one over the ball. On his right foot for the cross here. You can see Dolenmeyer. He's got to be the target man. Get a good ball. Interesting positioning by both the wall and the keeper. And here we go. Referee says, let's play. Ball comes across, whipped in. Well defended by Monterey Bay. Goes out for a corner, which Petrovic will stand back over the ball. We will do it again. It's a great ball in. That's dangerous because when it's hit with pace like that, it doesn't have to be pretty. It can hit off someone and pop in. It doesn't matter. Goal's a goal. I love to see a ball with pace put in like that. It just makes everything that much more dangerous. And it was. Here is Petrovic again. Ball whipped in. Too far for everybody. Not the best corner. Monterey Bay also looking to make some substitutions, looking to bring three players on. So I think we'll get 5 new players into this game. So it'll be again Manny Sinope and Nick Hines for Ricardo Zacharias and Denis Castichin. The race is run for them. Good night for both. Both had some chances. Wish they could have done a little bit better with them, but I think they had a nice evening overall. So on Monterey Bay, James Murphy out, Adrian Rebollar in. And Walmar Martinez replacing Alex Dixon. Alex Dixon had his name called a few times tonight, had a nice evening as well. In the third, Monterey, and had the goal. Again, I really liked his composure on that goal. Good night for him. And here we go, we play again. Some fresh legs with good momentum. Are these players going to be able to stay with the standard that's been set in the second half? And Sean Okoli for Valesky. So Valesky out. Quiet night for Valesky. He can be a boom or bust player. He has massive nights where he is the man. And then night like tonight, his name wasn't called much. He probably wishes he could have done a little bit more. But for Locomotive, they're certainly not unhappy to see him leave the field. With 5 new players coming in the 67th minute, 66th minute, will they be able to adapt quickly to the pace of the play and mentality that's already on the field from the two teams. They need to rise to the occasion and be part of the solution. That's what their teammates are going to look for from these new oncoming players. Monterey Bay a little thin on the bench tonight. I believe lacking one outfield playing sub, so I think they only have two more. They only have two more subs anyway, but they only have 2 players to choose from. Yeah, Monterey Bay only bringing 17 instead of 18, so and they certainly don't want to have to make a keeper sub, but these are the guys on the field now, and this is what we have. Would love to see Manny Sanupe get involved in some of these balls over the top, use his speed and his clinical ability to finish to try to find something in this game. And then Nick Hines, looks like he's playing on the left side. Him and Petrovic, there's a lot of speed and a lot of skill on that side now. Try to find those fresh legs and find that space. Turnover there. And Akoli, the number 9, he's a big forward, and he's done damage in this league for a while now. He's going to have to be the guy to keep an eye on because he's a large target and does well. There's Manny Sinope trying to take some players on. Good bit of skill. Try to get the ball out. There's Okoli, good defending. There's Sinope, a little bit of space. Decent ball across, easily read by Roberts. A little confusion there. Ball will stay with Locomotive. 2 Monterey Bay players kind of smacked into each other there and ended up keeping the ball with Locomotive. Sinope trying to find a lot of the ball, which is good to get him onto a hot start if possible. Great ball across, all the way across. Be a throw-in for Locomotive. Oh, check that, excuse me. Monterey Bay. 20 minutes left to go. Seems like either team, it's there if they want it. Should be a great finish to this entertaining match. Here comes the Cavillo to Petrovic. Petrovic on his left foot tries to get it across. Deflection comes back to him. Keeper's out. Corner. Petrovic creating his own, calling his own number, creating his own action. Great off the line from the keeper. Herrera there coming off, being big and potentially saving his team a goal. That's again great goalkeeping. Quick off of his line, stays big, gets down, and able to get something on it. Play for another day. Pitar, though, he's causing a lot of problems, and will look to whip this ball in, hopefully better than the last cross that sailed over everybody. A little bit of a different formation, plays it short. Plays to Liam. Back out. Players are still in the box. Back to Miles. Try to find an angle. Nope, all the way back to Benny Diaz. Yeah, they've not been in long, but Sinope and Nick Hines have jumped in and filled the void that was left with Castician and Zacharias coming out. Both played well. Need to keep the standard high. And some good early touches. It's imperative when you come in off the bench into a scenario where you're the new one in, to try to find some early touches and comfortability on the ball is key to try to integrate into what's already taking place in the field. You're coming off, your teammates have been out there for 65 minutes and you're the one coming in. Trying to get those early touches helps ingratiate you into the game quickly and become a contributing part faster. So both those players have done that to this point and should be able to jump right in and be contributors. Will they be the ones that, there's a great ball in for Nick Hines across. That's a great ball, trying to find Manny Sinope, out but not away. Back into Petrovic. Coming around Pitar, he said he'll take on 4. Ball across to Manny. Sinope finds it. Dispossessed, big shot from Eric Calvillo. On target, good save from Herrera. That's good possession in tight spaces from Locomotive. Ball squirts out to Eric Calvillo. Good one-time hit, gets clean through the middle of the ball. The keeper was there. Good shot, good defending. More action on the Monterey Bay sideline. Looks like we've got another sub coming here in the next stoppage of play. Ball comes back waywardly to Mark Navarro. Gets it to McHugh. Around to Dolenmeyer. Monterey Bay, that's a great ball. That's a big ball. Across from Dolenmeyer. Good. Oh, that's almost from Miles Lyons. It's a good touch. Second touch let him down a little bit. Here comes the sub for Monterey Bay. It's Jesse Maldonado, it appears, for Chase Boone. Monterey Bay obviously trying to get some fresh legs in there as well. They've got one sub left to make, trying to get some energy up top to find that game-winning goal. Their attacking pieces here that they're putting on. Cole and Maldonado gets an immediate some touches. Some foul there on a Coley by Navarro. A little bit soft compared to what's been allowed to happen earlier. Consistency will be key. Referee's going to say that's not 10 yards. Ball comes across, headed away easily, but not out. Dispossessed. Trying to get the ball across. That is a good ball. That is a Coley in front of net. Oh my goodness. Turns and hits it. Takes, I believe, a slight deflection. Benny Diaz doesn't see it. Back of the net. Rebo Yar there, I think he needs a little bit more credit. He was able to disrupt and dispossess, get a ball across to Okoli, who, as mentioned, scores goals for fun when he's on form. Turns and hits. Yes, that's a deflection off McHugh. He's going to be sick about that one. I don't know if Okoli knew a ton about it, but it doesn't matter. Ball's in the back of the net. And he is pumped up. Here we go with another hydration break. This will be the last opportunity for both teams to talk to both coaches to talk to their teams for the stretch, 15 minutes plus stoppage time. Here's the replay. I think a little too complacent and nonchalant from Locomotive to get out of their back third. This great dispossession, man. There's a lot of Locomotive players that are going to want that play back when they see that on the tape. It's just too easy. Ball across is good. Okoli is a big man and made his presence known. I think subs immediate impact for Monterey Bay FC. And you know, probably not Okoli's best shot in his career, but it does not matter. Takes a deflection off of McHugh. I think Benny Diaz would have been able to make that save, but it doesn't matter. 2-1 Monterey Bay. No timeouts in soccer, as we all know, but these hydration breaks serve as an almost pseudo timeout where both coaches are able to collect their thoughts, convey messages to their teams for what will be the last bit of the game, and the last time you'll be able to talk to your team at one place at one time for the rest of the match. And it's also a great time to change tactics, reinforce tactics as depending on where you are in the game. And I'm assuming very different messages from the opposing coaches. One is we got to get forward and get the ball into dangerous areas. For Monterey Bay, I would say, let's hold the line, let's not give up anything silly, and see if we can walk out of here and steal 3 points and put ourselves firmly back in the playoff race. I would expect this line to get lower and lower for Monterey Bay, because they don't need to find another goal. There's a foul. And they'll look to slow the game down as much as they can. So El Paso has made some major adjustments. 6 shots on target in the second half as opposed to the 0 in the first half. So that correction's certainly been made and have been dangerous at times, but some small lapses mentally in the back have led to go-ahead goal for Monterey Bay FC. Good idea, a little bit too far. Benny Diaz will have to play it back in with McHugh. Still some good subs on the bench for Locomotive. I mentioned Chris Garcia earlier. Chris Garcia, I think, is one that could impact this game in a big way. There's a ball up over top. Oh, Petrovic just misses it. Stuck his foot out, wasn't able to connect, but that's a nice ball over top, and Petrovic did have the first shot at it. Some heady goalkeeping there to take it off the chest in traffic. I like the moxie there. High risk, high reward, but got away with it. Foul there. Locomotive ball. And it looks like we will see Chris Garcia right on cue. Chris Garcia is an absolute burner. He's got unbelievable skill on the outside. Will look to exploit the spaces with a ton of speed and try to get some quality balls through the middle to his teammates, hopefully looking for one of those to finish. And Chris Garcia can do it. He has scored his first Locomotive goal. He was on loan from Salt Lake City last year, signed outright in the offseason, and has a goal this year. That's a great ball across. Miles, a little too tall for Miles. Skims off his head and throw in for Monterey Bay. So Chris Garcia can score and exploit space. He will come on for Aaron Gomez, who had a great shift. I think there's a few that Aaron is going to wish that he had back, but another good workman's performance from Aaron Gomez. You'll never question his work ethic. Had some great balls from over the top from Benny Diaz, just wasn't able to find the back of the net. So we go into the 80th minute. McHugh with some good defending there. It's a foul. McHugh not happy with the extracurriculars. Yeah, and that may be frustration. You know, McHugh taking the deflection. Unfortunate for him. Not his fault per se, but he's going to feel bad about it. Can't let it affect him though. He's got to stay in it. He's had a great game outside of that tonight. Some good work there from Chris Garcia. First touch is nice to Miles, trying to get some action happening. Miles Lyons trying to get a ball across. A lot of thwarted and blocked crosses this game for Monterey Bay, which tells you two things. El Paso's getting into dangerous positions towards the end line, but Monterey Bay is there step for step and able to block the ball, have it go out of bounds. Locomotive has seen a lot of corners tonight, needs to complete and convert something here to make it worthwhile. That's a great ball in. It's good defending. Ball's back across and away by Monterey Bay. Away again, not out. Petrovic on top of the ball. Back to Miles. Foul there. Thankfully for Miles. Maldonado with the foul. Monterey Bay doesn't want to lose their heads here. They've had a few fouls here, and there's some dangerous positions. They've got what they wanted. They need to get out of here with it if they can. But these fouls are not helping the cause. But all hands on deck in these defending situations, and Monterey Bay won't be too worried about it if they can get out of here as 2-1 victors. They won't care how they do it. It's like a 3-man wall. Miles, the line split wide. Coley drops out of the wall. Yeah, he's definitely a guy you want. Him and McHugh, keep an eye on that. Yeah, McHugh is not impressed. And those are some big boys. That's a good shot. Petrovic just a few inches over the top of the bar. But you also, if you're McHugh or Coley, you don't want to do anything too crazy. Put your team in a position. So it looks like we will see Arun Vasulovic tonight. Miles Lyons, I believe, is going to come out. This will be his Locomotive debut. Signed earlier in the week and already about to make his presence known. He will become a cult hero if he's able to help produce something late in this game. Want to get the ball, look to build out of the back. Mark Navarro finding it wide to Lyons. Unbeknownst to him, will probably be removed here shortly. I think Miles didn't see as much of the ball as he probably would have hoped. Spark came on a little bit here in the last 10 minutes, but a little too late. But still has a chance to make his name. Gives it away there, big out to Okoli, holds it up well, plays it back. Precious time being killed off the clock. Benny Diaz way off his line with a header. Liam Leroux's not the best touch tonight. He's able to win it back. No, Monterey Bay keeps it. Mark Navarro with a big slide. Here comes the sub, Vasulovic for Miles Lyons. Miles will stay off the pitch, so Vasulovic can get straight on. Good night for Miles. Young player, only 20, bright future. Does all the right things. Coach's dream. Oh, Benny Diaz goes down quickly, makes a save. Miles Lyons did have an unbelievable offseason and preseason. Was one of the best players, came in fit, got stronger, was here last year, saw what it took to be a force in this league and realized he's not the tallest player, need to put on a little bit of muscle, and he's done that. He's earned and carved his niche in this team and is routinely getting rewarded with starts and heavy minutes. And for a young player, that's first foray into professional soccer, big pedigree, he's done well. One that will look to be part of Locomotive future for a long time. Same Barso Residency Academy, yes, that one, where teammate and friend Diego Luna also came from. Whatever I can do to get Diego Luna into the broadcast tonight. Playing well at RSL. But he is not here, and Locomotive are looking for some late magic. Been dangerous, but haven't been able to find the final product. It's a decent ball in by Navarro. Streaking Sinupe, just not there. Good save from the keeper, who's gonna take every bit he can from it. Just a little quick distribution, no. He's gonna take his time, using every tactic known to a soccer goalkeeper, and there are many. Dispossessed Dolenmeyer, been a little quieter in the second half, but has been doing his job. The man defends well and gets the ball and gives it to somebody in an advanced position, and that is what you want from your center back. He's had another nice evening. Be disappointing if Locomotive don't walk away with anything out of this match. I think they've played well, but that's the game. Monterey Bay are a few more minutes to try to kill this thing off. Petrovic again. You see a little bit of cheating from a teammate from Monterey Bay, and yet again, Petrovic wins his, I believe, 8th corner just himself from being dangerous, trying to put a ball across, but again, credit to Monterey Bay with the block for a corner. This may be one of the last chances that Locomotive is going to get tonight. Need to try to capitalize. By hook or by crook, it does not matter how it goes in. Petrovic will look to play with his right foot. Good ball, second six. Oh, that's a free header for Nicky Hines, unable to get what he needed, falling backwards a bit, momentum taking him the wrong way, and then McHugh unable to keep it in. think Locomotive, maybe one or two more chances, half chances, full chances, we shall see. Got to try to capitalize. Big ball from Herrera. Done well, dealt well with by Dolenmeyer. Brought down nicely. Locomotive are able to get and retain possession. Sulovic still looking for his first touch. Nicky Hines wide to Petrovic. I've said this a few times tonight. Going to take people on. Petrovic is very good with both feet, so he can be dangerous with either one. Big clear from Roberts. That's all that matters. As we come into the 90th minute, running out of time, Nicky Hines with the ball to Petrovic. Back to Rose. Rose, that's a foul, yep. Again, we'll played quickly to McHugh at the top. The key brought around to Navarro. Big ball in, that's a good ball, dangerous. Oh, a bit of a miss hit, but not enough. Not enough to threaten. No Locomotive player there to clean it up. So we will see 4 minutes of stoppage. 4 minutes of stoppage time, so Monterey Bay needs to defend for their life for 4 more minutes, and 4 minutes to find some glory for El Paso Locomotive. Monterey Bay content to just put it as far away from their goal as possible. Not interested in possession at this point, just want to clear it high, far, and wide. But coming right back down. McHugh and Acoli getting into it there. McHugh dispossessed. This is absolute trouble. McHugh, I think Acoli's living in his head a little bit here. Acoli does well there, but then commits the foul. McHugh just needs to stay in it mentally. I think that's the last time Acoli and McHugh are going to meet up tonight. Navarro gets a ball across, deflection. Happy to put it away. Big throw from Navarro. Chris Garcia hasn't been able to see much of the ball yet. Neither has Basulovic. Something needs to happen. Ball comes into Sinope, back to Navarro. Navarro plays it to Basulovic. Keeps it in. Corner by this, barely got to it, but was able to keep it in and find a corner. This will be Eric Cavillo on the corner here. McHugh trots up. Locomotive fans try to cheer their team on. Cavillo puts the ball in. No, he does not. McHugh is beside himself, to say the least. Feels like, yeah, the minute Acoli came on, he and McHugh have been going at it. Those are two big boys, and McHugh is not having it, but he's got to keep his head here. He cannot cost his team, cannot have a foul here. That's a great ball cross, dealt with okay by Monterey Bay and looked to put out. About halfway through the stoppage time, there's not much time left, and Monterey Bay would be, oh my goodness. That is a foul on Chris Garcia. That is absolutely a yellow card. That is hopefully the Monterey Bay player. I can't see who that is. 22. That Maldonado is down. Hopefully he's okay. So Chris, yeah, that's a little bit of frustration there maybe. Garcia knew he couldn't get there, but can't let the man and the ball go by. Hopefully the Monterey Bay player is okay. I suspect he is, knowing at what time of the game it is, but certainly we don't expect it. El Paso, pending result here, will go on the road for 3 matches. 3 matches away from Southwest University Park. We'll head to Orange County, a tale of 2 seasons for Orange County. A slow start, but has really picked up steam and are currently sitting 3rd in the West. here's a highlight from the way back time machine. There's Logan Ketterer, first win in Locomotive history. There's Omar Salgado, March 30th, 2019. Big shot. Nobody on the backside. Locomotive able to clean it up. There's a little. As now Locomotive will go to Orange County to try to win, which will absolutely be a must-win. I think at this point in the season, with so many games left, it looks like Maldonado will need a sub, and that is unfortunate. We certainly hope he is okay, because that was a bit of a rough. That was a rough tackle. Jesus. So, unfortunately for Monterey Bay, the game is almost over because they are run out of field player subs. And I'm sure Coach Yallop would not want to have to put his keeper in the field if he could help it. Can't be much time left. Still have to take the free kick from Monterey Bay. Into the corner. Coley cannot get there. Benny Diaz with a quick start to Nick Hines. Everybody forward. Mark Navarro bombing forward on the backside. Nick Hines has got the ball. 3 players around him. Petrovic. Golenmeyer, Petrovic. Great defending by Monterey Bay. Good block. No farther than McHugh. Monterey Bay really, they can smell it. They know they're right there. The pace is picked up for them, finding that extra gear, that little bit of energy to see this thing out. This may be the last gasp here for Locomotive. Last attempt. Easily see if they're dispossessed. The game could be called. There's Manny Sinope with a shot over the bar. Goal kick for Monterey Bay. Big kick from Herrera. Is that it? Locomotive gets one more opportunity. Whistles to the lips. Sulovic, good turn, plays it in. Sinope, big swing and a miss, and there's your ball game. Monterey Bay 2, El Paso Locomotive 1. Monterey Bay increasing their opportunity at the playoffs. Heartbreak on the faces of El Paso Locomotive players, but a great 3 points for Monterey Bay. And that's 2 goals for Monterey Bay FC, 1 for El Paso Locomotive. Monterey Bay spoiling the party here on Noche de Locos night in El Paso at Southwest University Park. And now we will go to Andrea on the field with Petar Petrovic, tonight's Estrella of the match.
Locals, let's welcome tonight's Estrella of the match, Petar Petrovic. Petar, not the result that we wanted, but a lot of good opportunities to score that didn't happen. How do you feel after the match?
No, I think we should win this game. We have better chances. We play much better, but we concede 2 shit goals, and that's football.
Lots of pressure created in the second half, and you tied it with that goal. What did you see in that goal?
No, it was a good goal. Mark switch point of attack, and I scored a good goal.
Lastly, any message to the fans that came out here tonight to support the team?
I want to thank all fans. Thank you for being here, and we really appreciate you. But I hope we will win next home game. See you then.
Thank you, Petar. Now we're going to give you the poster. You're going to sign this off, and then you're going to kick the ball to the stands, to the fans.
And here we will check the final stats from the game this evening. As I mentioned, 2-1 Monterey Bay. Total shots 19, 6 on target for Locomotive, but Monterey Bay made it count. 4 shots on target of their 9 total shots, 2 in the back of the net. No offsides for Locomotive tonight, but that did not matter. Possession damning for Locomotive, 58-42, but unable to find that second goal when it counted, unfortunately. So Monterey Bay takes the points, and Locomotive goes home unhappy. Next home game for El Paso Locomotive will be September 23rd with fireworks against Phoenix Rising. And again, your final here tonight, Monterey Bay 2, El Paso Locomotive 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.